This is Kelly Shaw with the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. One of the members. We're back here in the Bloody Bucket, Idaho. It's one of my favorite research locations. Last year, at the end of the year in September, Jenny and I, we camped in a tent back here in the Bloody Bucket near a sighting location. And on a Saturday night, just as the sun was going down, it was just like, I thought I was watching the Finding Bigfoot show with Cliff and Bobo and Matt calling back to each other. We were the only ones in back here in the canyon back then. We thought we were the only ones, but you know, I'm like, God, is there some people that are copying Matt Moneymaker, Bobo, and Cliff back in here? Well, there wasn't. We went out and checked, and you know, after it happened, and we're the only ones in the canyon. And then on the Sunday morning, just before we got up in the morning, a coyote howled and everything, and woke us up just before the sun come up. And just as we were falling asleep, we started having rock clacks less than 100 yards from our tent. And the rock clacking went on for about 15 minutes. And so anyway, I went out to check out what was going on. As soon as I started unzipping the tent, the rock clack stopped, the sound of the zipper. And I got out of the tent and I went over this little hill on the other side where I could hear the rock clacks happening and stuff, and there was nothing there. So don't know what was making the rock clacks, but it was back in the Bloody Bucket. And I'll tell you what brings us back here. This area around the Bloody Bucket has a lot of sighting reports, and one of the sighting reports that motivates me to come back here is in September 2003, during the deer hunt season. Two separate hunters had the same type of an encounter right here where we're at. We're right along the creek and everything, and where we heard the screams and stuff, we were just camped right up here a few hundred yards. But this is where a couple of hunters in September had a sighting. They saw 3 Bigfoot, black, dark Bigfoot. One that they estimate was about 8 foot, the other one 7 foot, and the smallest one 6 foot. And the story that I remember most is the first hunter that made his report. He come down over one of these ledges or one of these hillsides, and he could see down near the creek here and stuff, and the willows and everything. And at first he thought it was 3 people in fur snowmobile suits. I mean, who wears a fur snowmobile suit besides, you know, and a family of 3? And then he realized that they weren't people in these dark brown or black fur snowmobile suits. And he realized he was seeing something unusual. Well, in my opinion, I think they knew he was there because they were going away from him through the willows next to the creek as fast as possible. And at one point in time, the largest one, the one that he estimates was 8 feet tall, it even waved its arm at the smallest one, like, hurry up. And anyway, they disappeared into the tree line. Well, he was still in shock and still thinking that they were probably like people in these fur snowmobile suits or whatever they were. And he went down to where he saw them, and he saw where the largest one's shoulder brushed up against the tallest willows. And that was like 7 feet up. And then he started realizing the head was another foot up from the shoulder, and this beast was 8 feet tall. And that's when he really got, you know, the feeling of how big they were. And then that's when he got creeped out and he got out of the area. Well, what lends this sighting credibility is the same year in September, another hunter out hunting deer in the same area right here in the Bloody Bucket. He had the same encounter where he saw 3 of these hairy creatures about the same size. So that's what compels me to camp here. several times a year, and Jenny and I have had some experiences here. I just told you about the screams that sounded like we were watching Finding Bigfoot, and then the rock clacks outside of our tent one night. So this is a great spot. We're in the Bloody Bucket. It's been snowing the last couple of weeks. We didn't think we were going to be able to get in here and show you the spot, but this is the spot where it happened, and we camped probably about 400 yards here. It's our favorite camping spot. And then we got another camping spot that's close to here. And so, hey, it's the Bloody Bucket. It's November 15th, 2013, and we're going to take you guys to the Tetons and show you some more sighting locations.